Hi guys, this is AruvaChan, and today I have a drawing that I redrew, and this is gonna be sort of like a you should redraw your art kind of video. And I am very much for this concept. You should redraw your art. And when I say redraw your art, I don't mean, drawing the same exact thing. I mean, you need to reimagine and recultivate your drawings. So this is a drawing that is probably 7 or 8 years old. This little emo blonde kind of drawing, and I remember seeing a style on YouTube that I kind of wanted to try and replicate. And if you are out there, artist who I replicated, I want to thank you so much, because I literally, from my my style replica kind of drawing, I made this new drawing, and I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of it. But I don't know if I'd say I'm really proud of my old drawing, because it's kind of bad. Like, it's pretty bad. I definitely had a lot of things that were wrong with my old drawing, and I can see that now that I have redrawn it. But when I was drawing it in the moment, I was really happy about it. I was actually really, I was really psyched that I drew something like that, and I really had a kind of aha, like this is amazing. And then I never drew like that again. So I definitely think redrawing it kind of helped me connect with that. Like, I really liked the style that I was kind of going in, and I liked the older pictures. I love all of my old art. I really do. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I hate the stuff that I used to draw, and I don't like any of, my stuff now. I'm not that way. I loved all of the stuff that I drew, because I drew it out of my passion for art. And I genuinely did really, really like painting and drawing back then. So all of my older stuff still has that kind of sentimental value to me. And kind of reimagining it, I get to somewhat relive how it felt to paint that. And it made me feel a lot better about the kind of stuff that I was making now. Like, I have a very hard time making certain things, because there's no love in it anymore. Like, I can look back at some of my old drawings and I still love them, and I can try to replicate them, and I can try to redraw them, but there really just isn't any love in that anymore, and I kind of feel like I'm getting burnt out. And it sucks. It really does suck, but you kind of just gotta keep going, and you gotta try to figure out some different stuff. And I definitely think this was a thing. This was a really cool thing for me. I really, really enjoyed painting this again. And I started with the black base, just like you saw. I started with the black base, and I kind of wanted to keep it like that. I wanted to keep it sort of dark. But when I had first drawn the original picture, I was not in a very good place, like, mentally. And I currently am in a very good place. You can tell by the way the image ends up that I've changed my style quite a bit. And this original picture wasn't even in my style. It was in, a borrowed style. But I definitely think I enjoy the first picture, and I've had people tell me that they really still enjoy the first picture, and they like the, depressing style and kind of the mood that it gives off, but that isn't exactly what I wanted. I wanted to reimagine it, and I wanted to capture the painting style more than the actual feeling of the picture, and I wanted to kind of understand that type of painting again, because I'm in sort of like an art funk, I would say. I really have been struggling to figure out something good for me, and I have to continue to make videos every week. So I have to figure out real fast what's going on with my art. And being able to kind of look back and get inspiration from my old art definitely gives me a little bit of a head start. And I don't know if somebody would call this cheating or, being lazy for a lack of motivation, but I definitely think this is good. This is a good kind of, style, and it's a good practice because you really do get to see how much you have improved over the years. This drawing is probably, like I said, 7 or 8 years old, and at the end, I could see what a big difference that my art style has gone through. Like, the transition from super cartoony and very anime-like proportions has transitioned into a somewhat more realistic and more colorful, I would say. I use a lot of colors in the first picture. Like, I can see oranges and blues and pinks in a ton of different areas, and I went for very vibrant, very anime colors, I would say. But the second picture, I kind of wanted to earth it down. Like, I went for more soft, more earthy tones, and I wanted everything to look a lot more realistic in kind of a, if I put a filter over myself kind of way. Like, the girl, she ended up turning out very pink compared to my original. My original is very yellow, but I would say my skin is the first one in real life, but the second one is what I want to be. I want to be more pink, so I very much am in like a pink kind of phase. And that's okay. I definitely think that's an okay thing. That's another one of those things that you look at your art and you say, wow, I drew this very differently. And I can definitely see the benefit of doing this kind of thing. And I definitely think everyone else should try this and see, like, take a picture from when you were, if you're 12 now, take a picture from when you were 6, if you have one, or when you were 10, and just redraw it. Like, I used to redraw doodles that I had drawn back in school, and I would wait, a year and a half, and I would redraw them, and I was astounded. Like, I was so surprised at how much I had improved, and I definitely think it's a good exercise to see how much you have grown as an artist. And I definitely think it's very fun. It's a fun process. Like I said, you get to kind of relive all the emotions you were going through and how you drew it and painted it when you were, that age. And I get a lot of like negative energy kind of coming from my first one, but the second one I get a lot of like good, positive, like bubbly kind of feelings. And it's nice because I decide what my stuff is going to look like. And I decide how my stuff is going to feel. If I wanted it to be more dark, I would have probably done, blues and some greens and grays, and I really just I started from black and I built on top of that, which is funny. It's like a metaphor for my life. I started from blackness and I built color onto it. Like, you start from a bad place and you just keep going and you keep building and you make the light for yourself. Like, that's a really nice metaphor. I like that. Feel free to use that. I definitely think giving yourself the chance to redraw some stuff, it's not only, fun and informational, but you also get to kind of show off your, new abilities. And I definitely think a lot of people, if you have a DeviantArt, you can link back to the older picture, and a lot of your subscribers or your followers, all of your followers are either going to be like, they'll look at your original picture and they'll look at your picture and, say, wow, like, what a different style change, or they'll just look at your new picture. But either way, most of the time you will get positive, feedback from this. Like, your style has changed so much, or I think your style looked better before, or any of these kinds of things, and you're going to get some sort of critique as with that, whether you want it or not. You have to kind of be prepared for people to be like, hey, I liked your art style more before. Because I have had that happen before. I have had somebody say, I liked your stuff before, but it doesn't matter as long as you are happy with your newer stuff, and as long as you're chill with what you got and what you're doing. I definitely think I really like my newer stuff. Like, I genuinely really enjoy this painting style, and I know that it looks very kind of blotchy, and all of their like brush strokes are still there and you can see all of the colors, but I actually really like that kind of style. I like that you can see all of my strokes and all of my movements, because it kind of gives my piece a little bit of character, and it's kind of more, not realistic, but more stylized than, say, my anime stuff, where it's just my anime style. And I get the chance to actually see that by working in a different style and kind of experimenting with what I like and what I don't like. And I definitely think it's worth looking into. Like, if you... I know there's a lot of people right now who will erase what they draw if they don't like it. Or they will crumple up the piece of paper or set it on fire or throw it away, or, whatever those urges are to do, you should not do them. You shouldn't, because when you are 10 years older, like I am, this piece, or 7 years older, you're literally going to look back and you're not going to know where any of your old art is, and you're gonna be like, why did I throw away all of my old art, and why did I scribble this out? It actually looked okay. Like, I wish I had kept all of that stuff, because I could at least redraw it now. And it's definitely, you keep the feeling in the paper, whether you mean to or not. You always draw with feeling, and the more you draw, the more emotion you can kind of hold back and sort of present in different ways. I don't know if that makes sense to a lot of people, but you have the power to convey so much through a drawing, and if you throw those drawings away or your pieces away, like, I know a lot of people, they'll be done with like an art piece and they hate it. They absolutely hate it, so they burn it. Like, it makes me feel kind of strange, because I have always thought like, oh, you should, keep that kind of stuff to look back on. And I've never once thought, I'm going to burn this. But like, even when I was in college, there was a professor who would say, I don't care what you do with this after you're done. You can burn it for all I care, but I need you to do it now. Like, oh, I can't believe you would have that mentality. Like, you're going to look back. If you are an artist, you're going to look back in, 10, 15 years and think, this was a good idea, but I want to elaborate on this. I want to continue with this, and I want to build upon this. That's why it's so important to like post stuff on DeviantArt and post stuff on YouTube, because eventually you can come back and redo it. And that's very important, especially for creators. Like, people on YouTube, if you're, 11 or 12 years old and you're making YouTube videos and you're doing speed paints, or you're just having fun with your friends, you should keep those videos up. Keep them up, keep them available, because eventually you're going to look back and you're going to think, I want to redo this. This was a very fun, very awesome idea. And I feel like I currently am at the level where I can remake this and make this better and, do this again. And that's the kind of mentality you should have towards everything, not just art and like creating stuff, but like, if you're studying for an exam, like, you think, okay, this isn't exactly what I want now, but if I keep studying or if I keep practicing, I can, you know, I can do this. It's the same with like an instrument or riding a bike or, you know, doing yo-yo tricks. Like there's literally everything you can do. You can do everything and save it, record it, or, you know, remember it. But you can always come back to it. And that's really crucial. Don't be a pack rat and don't keep papers that have like maybe like one line on it, but don't throw out stuff that is going to be, you know, sentimental value for, as like, you know, as an artist, I have my whole closet is full of old sketchbooks and little pieces of paper that have drawings on it from when I was in middle school and from when I was in high school and from when I was in college. And I will every once in a while, I swear, I go into there and I'll take out my old sketchbooks and I'll turn to a page, because way back then, I only drew one drawing on one page. I would turn to that page and I would do my new and improved drawing. And you don't even have to publicize any of your newer drawings or your older drawings. Like, I know I don't have any sketchbook videos, but it's practice. It's practice for you. And currently, if you have the ability to reimagine an older piece of art, do it. You should do it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you need to be, you know, creating stuff that's original and new all the time, and you need to, you know, you're not allowed to look back, and you're not allowed to take inspiration from your old ideas because that's just doing the same thing over and over again. No. You should practice from your old stuff, and whether or not people like it is not your problem. It's not your problem, and you are the only one who's benefiting from this. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. If you're a creator and you're really popular and you're afraid to take this step and kind of redo your old stuff because people have seen it before, but you really want to, you should do it. You should do it, and you should enjoy doing it, because this is all about you. This is all about you. And you are the person who is learning from all of this. You want to improve, right? So why would you hinder yourself by, you know, deciding that that thing is off limits? I don't know. This is a very passionate topic for me, because I love to redraw my old stuff. Like, half of my stuff that I have on my channel, like, I have redrawn. I've redrawn a ton of old speed paints, and I've just kept them on my DeviantArt, and I've redrawn a ton of old stuff from my DeviantArt, and I've just, you know, done it on YouTube. And I genuinely love redoing my old stuff, because it really does. It gives me a fresh look on the painting. Like, I know some people get art, you know, not art eyes, but you look at your art too much. You've gone art blind. You can't see anything that you've done wrong. But if you come back after a year or a year and a half, you can look at it and be like, okay, this is where I made a mistake. And this is something that I don't want to do the next time. And this is something that I'm genuinely, like, passionate about. And you should definitely keep thinking about things like this. And I definitely think this is very beneficial to anybody who is willing to continue to work to get better at their art and to be more open and experience new things. And it's very crucial for you to remember to continue to keep going, but also look back at your old stuff and get inspiration from old stuff, because a lot of the times when you only look forward, you forget what you had behind you and you forget what inspires you. And that's no good. That's no good. And you definitely can't continue to move forward if you've forgotten what you were working for. Alright, that's about it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you guys redraw anything, if you guys redraw your old art, let me know down in the comments. And if you're interested, I have a Discord where you can post that old art and the redraw down in the description. If you guys want to become part of the notification squad and make sure that you are here when I post a video, please ring the bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!